So today we are going to be speaking to a client who has a ToyBox printer. From what I understand of this brand, I was looking it up on YouTube. It has an app that you connect to your phone, and you prepare what it is you want to print on the little ToyBox printer with your phone. Now, it doesn't have any kind of like slicing or anything like that available on the phone for anyone to see. You simply choose an object from the library and then say, I want it to print that. And it'll go and do that for you without having to confirm any slicer settings or anything like that. Now, I do understand that there is the ability for the printer to print other STLs that aren't in this library, but the whole way that this little ToyBox printer is set up and put together and marketed is there's this library of items that you can print, and you can mix and match and sort of build little toy characters together. In fact, I believe it printed a little sword accessory that I saw on another video where it took only 2.5 minutes or so. So it's pretty quick. But I'm just waiting for my contact here. It'll be about 4 minutes, I suppose, before we get started. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording for right now, actually, and we'll pick it up in a moment. So we're still waiting for our contact for another couple minutes, but I thought I'd also give the background on the user's experience. They reported that they were not able to get a print to stick to the bed, and upon hearing that, I suspect it's because I think they're not they haven't leveled the bed. And according to one of the other YouTube videos I saw, they mentioned that the bed leveling process was not listed among the procedures or the resources that a person gets when they get the printer. So I anticipate that all that's required here is going to be to explain the concept of what bed leveling is, and then go ahead and have them go through the procedure. And I was able to sort of not see so much of that in my videos online, but it's a pretty standardized procedure. And thanks, yeah. It's a pretty standardized procedure, so it should be pretty easy to do. And there's also a Z offset trigger screw mechanism, which they were able to see on one of the other videos. So we can explain what that is as well. So just one more minute before our contact is due to arrive here in the Zoom meeting. Suppose I'll pause the recording again for now. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Oh, excuse me. I need to unplug my headphones here. I can't.
Okay.
There you go. Hello.
Hey. Yeah, thank you. So here is my, can I flip it?
Yeah, I believe you can.
Okay. So there is the printer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? I was looking at it online.
Yeah, it's really cool. We've gotten it to print like 2 little Pokemon coin things, but then that's about it. It's frustrating.
I'm very sorry. Somebody actually just rang my doorbell. Do you mind if I step away for just a minute?
Yeah, sure. Here. How are you?
All right. I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
No problem.
So yeah, your experience was that it wasn't really sticking to the bed, right? I'm not able to hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. It was sometimes Yeah, can you hear?
No, your audio seems to be cutting out. Got a lot of
Is that
filament
any
there,
better?
huh? A little bit. There we go.
It came with all the different colors.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot of filament stock. You've been printing for a while with
Yeah.
that.
I know. Yeah, so it was either not sticking to the base or it was like sticking to the nozzle thing.
Mm-hmm. So when it fails to stick to the base, it just becomes a mess, and then it kind of balls up on the nozzle. So yeah, that's all the same thing going on there. So,
Yeah.
so what's the case is that these 3D printers, what's important is for the bed, the plane of the bed, right, to be parallel with the plane of what that head is doing up there on the XY axis. So if you imagine that head moving around on that given plane, the plane of the bed needs to be parallel to that, right? So if like the bed, for instance, is a little tilted and it's closer over here, then it's going to like gum up against the bed. It's going to sort of get backed up and might clog the nozzle. But if it's on the other side where the bed is too far, then easily it could fail to stick or something like that. So failure to stick to the bed is almost always a symptom of the bed not being properly level. So what we want to learn how to do here is level the bed for this printer.
Okay.
Did you see any mention of that sort of procedure or anything like that?
Well, they kept telling me that when I read on the like the troubleshooting thing, that it was too close or too far away from the nozzle thing. So
that could be
screw back.
Yeah, that could be the same thing as well. So have you the ability with your app there on your phone to control it and home it to its 000 points to home it? Do you have manual control with the app there?
Probably. Yeah, let's see.
Or at the very least, if you don't have to home it, could you at least raise the bed by about half the height that it's able to get up by?
Like that?
Sure. If you look underneath the bed, you should see like little like screw knob mechanisms, and there should be I think there's 3 of them. One's in the middle and one's in the rear corners, or perhaps the front corners and the midpoint of the back. There should be 3 like screw knobbies underneath the bed. What's under there? I'm craning my neck like that's gonna help me.
Yeah, like nothing.
No, the underside of the bed. The underside.
Oh.
Yeah, look on the underside of the bed assembly.
No. So when it tells me when you read the directions, see that screw back, that thing right there?
Yeah, okay. That's the Z offset trigger. So basically what that does is when the printer starts, it's going to raise up the bed, right, to like get close to the nozzle, right?
Yeah.
And then as it raises, it's going to raise until that little screw head triggers a little switch. So if that screw head is sticking up higher, then that creates a greater offset distance between the nozzle and the bed at the beginning there, right? So if that screw is lower then it's going to raise up higher and get even closer to the head. So if you want to just sort of increment that screw down so it gets shorter by like maybe like a quarter of a turn of the screw.
Okay. Ty, come here first. Okay, let me grab the screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to eat. What is it, Mommy? Never mind. Tell me, Mommy. Okay, I'll hold it. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. Does my new microphone sound good? You guys are the first people I've talked to with it.
Yeah.
This one right here.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Should have grabbed those. I forgot. All right, let's see. I had this out before because I kept having to do it. All right.
I mean, it's possible the bed assembly requires no leveling. That's a possibility, and all that's necessary here is this Z offset adjustment.
All right. So
you want to make the screw a little bit shorter. So screw it the way that does that, which is counterclockwise, right?
I guess.
Did the screw head raise or did it lower just now when you did that?
I think it lowered.
Okay. So basically what you're looking for to know if you're successful with this is you'll start a print, and then the very first line that it draws down on the first layer. Now, if it's really, really, really far from the bed when it's doing that, what you'll get is kind of like a noodly, squiggly as it falls, and it's not really straight. But if you're way too close, then that line gets kind of like smushed out and it becomes really wide and really fat. So you kind of want like the middle of that. So basically, as the first line is drawn, you want to watch it and see how much of is it being smushed down onto the bed, right? That's kind of what you're interested in. And
Okay.
it can be too smushed or not smushed at all. So you kind of want it to be smushed a bit. And that's what you're doing with those little incremental adjustments of that tiny screw. You'll be able to tell right away as it like lays the first line of little plastic down. And if it's not good, you can stop it, abort it, adjust the screw a little bit more, and then try it again.
All right. I just tried to start it. It says it's heating up.
Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and watch for that first layer to be successful here.
Okay. Hey guys, no running upstairs, please. Go downstairs.
Let's go with me.
So how old are your kids that do this?
I have a 9-year-old and 7-year-old twins. So I got it for Christmas, and I thought they'd think it's cool, but it's just has really been frustrating, actually.
Wow, 2 twins. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
9 and 7. That sounds like a handful.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling lucky right now that they're not toddler age. I can't imagine being stuck at home with toddler age constantly, but
Oh, right.
they're a little bit better. Yeah.
I think my favorite age working with kids was probably like 3rd grade. What age is that? That's like, I think that's like 9. Yeah.
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 Yeah, they are a good age because they're fun. They're still fun and innocent, but they can do a lot.
Right. You still talk to them like they're adults mostly, but you know, they're not all old and emo and nihilistic yet, like a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. They turn real quickly in like 5th, 6th grade.
Oh my God, don't they ever. Sometimes 5th and 6th graders annoy the crap out of me with their, "You're not the boss to me." Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. So your dad was saying you're doing some like face shields and stuff?
Yeah, I'm 3D printing some face shield frames, and I got 40 picked up just yesterday and 50 picked up my first donation day. I have 20 completed now. I need 10 more before I can have another pickup. All right, so here we go. We're watching this. So we want to basically watch closely at this first line of plastic that draws down. Whoa, that's fast. So does that line kind of look smushed down onto the bed? What's the width of that line look like? Of a single line. It's done 2 now.
It doesn't necessarily look smushed.
Right.
But it's getting stuck a little bit to the nozzle, like it pulled up a little bit in that one spot. Can you see it?
I cannot. It's not.
Okay.
The perspective is can you turn it down a little bit? There we go. Right. Go ahead and sort of gently with the pad of your finger, not with your nail, just sort of rub that line. Does the line come up when you do that, or does it stay down there?
It stays down.
Okay, that's encouraging. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, other than it kind of like pulled up in one little spot, but the rest of it is looking all right.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like the line has like a consistent width all the way around too, right? Like the whole circle.
Yeah.
So if the bed was not properly level, what you would see is like in one corner of the bed, it would be too close and the line would be like almost disappeared completely because it's so close, it's just not even coming out at all. And then one corner of like on the opposite corner, you'd see that the line was not very wide at all because it was still like really high up off the bed. And basically the the nozzle tip here is 0.4 millimeters. So an extruded bit of filament is 0.4 millimeters, but it's obviously wider than 0.4 if it's smushed down on the bed.
Yeah, it's actually looking decent. Usually by now it will have ripped it up, but sometimes we'll get like halfway through and then it kind of rips it up.
Yeah, well, that was all. You're just not close enough. So that adjustment, you shouldn't have to ever adjust that again. But you should be mindful when you watch it. Just watch its first layer and sort of understand what a good width of a first layer line should look like. If it's too thin, it's far away. If it's too fat, it's too close. But
yeah, maybe that was the magic turn, because I have turned that thing so many times, but this looks like it's actually looking decent.
Well, maybe before you kind of really understood what I'd explained, maybe you had turned it the wrong way. Maybe you got farther with a turn.
No, I did, because it's confusing when you read the comments about it. It will say, well, if it's getting stuck to the nozzle, it's too close. Or if it's not sticking to the bed, it's too far away. But it was like basically doing both. So I was probably going back and forth with it.
Yeah, no, it was if they say if it's sticking to the nozzle, it's too close, that means like, because it's so close that it's kind of like bleeding out to the side and sticks to the nozzle. But it's also the case that if it doesn't stick at all, if it comes unstuck from the bed, then all that mass sticks to the nozzle. So, I mean, in both of those situations, they'll have stuff sticking to the nozzle.
Yeah, exactly. No, so good.
And then also what's important is to make sure that your bed remains properly level, to make sure you don't throw it off. It's very important that when you take a print out of the printer, that you remove that build plate and then take it off the build plate. Don't try to, jab at the printer to get something unstuck from it. You should always take the build plate out.
Okay.
Neato. Well, I saw these things go super fast. Evidently, something got printed on a video in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Some of them are fast. Some of them are like 20 minutes, but some are. I don't know what this one was.
So that's like I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's some sort of shamrock thing. I don't know. I picked like the first thing that came up just to do something. Yeah. Do you want to wait till it's done, or you want me to just let you know if there's an issue?
It's okay. How long do you think it is? What is it?
Let me see what it says. The app has a countdown. It says 10 more minutes.
Sure, I can stick around for 10 minutes.
Oh, no. Wait. Okay. Oh, no, it says 5 minutes. It was.
Wow.
Should only be 5 minutes.
Well, I just got a box in the mail for my parents that I'm opening, so we will see what this is while we sit here.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I was ready to throw this thing out the window.
Oh no, come on. Ooh. I got cat treats for my cats. Thanks, Mom. And I got, hey, look at these. Yay, wipies. Awesome. I don't even have any of those. I'm supposed to be cleaning the prints I do with them, but instead I've been wiping them with like a bleach paper towel. Ooh, and then look at this. I got this fruit snack thing. Neat. Care package for Mom. And a bunch of gloves.
Nice.
Awesome. Great. In this box. In a Talbot's box, because my mom freaking loves Talbots.
She loves
Yeah, she's a fan, for sure. So I'm trying to collect these recordings
face
and
mask, so we've gotten a bunch of those.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry. No, I didn't. I think my thing just paused for a second. Yeah, you're trying to collect them?
Yeah, I was just trying to collect these videos I was saying for my Facebook page there to sort of, promote my brand here.
Yeah,
and
sure.
help folks out. So I was also putting out, so I have two brands mainly, the Blake's 3D printed gadgets one, and then the second one is Mr. Blake STEM Instructor. I was working with this company for the past year, and it's a pretty fun job. You get to go to various schools and do STEM classes with kids. But hadn't been to any classes, obviously, for a while now that school's been out.
Yeah, it's a bummer. My
Yeah.
older son's into that. He's always wanting to build a robot and things like that.
Well, I was sharing some of the like whiteboard concepts that I would do in the schools in the hashtag with the Mr. Blake STEM Instructor. You can see all kinds of pictures that I've taken at classes. They don't have kids' faces because we're not allowed to have kids' faces in our pictures, but they're of like my whiteboard and like the setup for the class and things like that, so you can see the concepts that we talk about. And I put up a couple of things like that recently online to sort of, help out. There's some really good projects to learn about circuitry. Do you know about the Snap Circuits projects or products this thing is?
Yeah, I think he has some of those actually. Is it like a little plastic board and then you snap the pieces on?
Yeah.
He likes that.
Yeah, those are super cool.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what we tell the kids about is like what voltage is and what current is. So we have a whiteboard where we'll draw like two boxes and we'll show, the electricity flowing from one place to another, and explain that as the difference, what voltage is, and then the size of the pipe between the two boxes. If it's a big pipe, there's a lot of electricity flowing, a lot of current, we say, or if it's a smaller pipe, it's just a small amount of current. And what we have them do is they have the little battery modules for the snap circuits, and then there's a voltmeter, so they can measure what voltage their battery is at. And this is like one of the only kits of materials we have where having a bunch of dead batteries is actually preferable, and you don't have to charge them all ahead of time. So the kids have the dead batteries. They see the level of the voltage that it's at, and then they have a hand crank, and they can crank that up and see the amount of work that they do to create that voltage and charge the battery. And yeah, it's pretty neat. And then they basically have like an LED module, and they're asked to like notice how high do you have to get your battery before that LED is going to go light on.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. They can sort of see the level of the battery. And
all right, I'm lifting it out on this magnetic tray. I can't believe it worked.
This is done, huh? Wow,
Yeah.
that was so fast. Amazing.
Yeah. Up for Shamrock from 2019. It was the first thing I picked. This is very useful. All right, cool. I guess we're all fixed. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
All right, I'll respond to your email. I saw it. I saw it right before I dialed in.
It's cool. I had just sent it before you dialed in, so It's fine. Thank you very much.
All right, cool. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah.